Hi, everyone, and welcome to Brian's Horror Corner. I'm your host, Brian, and welcome to this updated horror collection video. This is the third video. I have the first two up on my channel of all my horror franchises and horror horror movie packs. So be sure to check those out. Today, we're going to take a look at all of my horror Blu-rays, whether it be standalones or maybe a couple double features, but mostly standalone Blu-rays. So I probably have about 40, quite a few of them. So let's just go ahead and get started without wasting a lot of time here. So, first up, 28 Days Later. Only seen this a couple times, but I really enjoyed it. Very good. I don't know if it's a zombie movie, more of an infection movie, but yeah, very good movie. Next up, Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood. This is a really atmospheric movie that I really enjoyed. I watched it on Shutter about a year ago, and had to have it in my collection. Very good movie from the 70s. Next up's a movie you probably saw last month with my series for Christmas, and that's a Christmas horror story. Really enjoyed this. It was a great Christmas anthology movie, horror movie. So yeah, definitely glad to have that in my collection. Another horror anthology movie not related to Christmas from the 80s is After Midnight that I have on Blu-ray here. I actually have yet to watch this. Most of these I've seen, but there are some of these Blu-rays that I still have yet to check out. But this one sounds like I've heard it's a pretty good one. So After Midnight horror anthology. American Psycho I have yet to watch, believe it or not. I know it's terrible. This is the uncut version on Blu-ray, so I'm excited to check this one out. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that it's a really bad movie, so I'm excited to check that out. An American Werewolf in London. Watched this recently as part of my Halloween October series. This is a classic. Just love this movie. So just so stylized, so fun, but also kind of creepy too. But definitely got good humor to it. Um, I don't know why this is in here. This is Army of Darkness, which I actually showed with my horror franchises. But it's also with my Blu-rays. So quick show of that, and then we'll move on. Next up, we have the As Above, So Below, which is um, what you call it? Oh my goodness, I can't think. Um, well, I'm a complete blank right now. Um, Found footage. Thank you, my brain, for actually remembering it after like 5 minutes. As Above, So Below is a found footage horror movie. I enjoy it. It's pretty good. It's definitely creepy. I'm not a big found footage fan, but I enjoyed this one. Very, very good. Another recent movie that I reviewed as part of my series, of course, the original Black Christmas from 1974. It's just a classic movie, one of my favorite horror movies, period. Then we have another horror anthology, Black Sabbath, Boris Karloff and Black Sabbath. This is a really good movie, although I have the American version, which plays differently than the one that was on Shutter, maybe still on Shutter. I'm not sure, which I think is the international version. I like the layout of the stories better in that one, including one of the stories that actually makes more sense in that one. But still glad to have Black Sabbath. Big fan of Boris Karloff, classic horror. Next up, another anthology, Body Bags, by John Carpenter, which I have yet to watch as well. So, but I've heard good things about this one. So, I should probably just do a month of horror anthology movies, don't you think? As many as I have. That can be a series in March, maybe. Another one, speaking of which, Cat's Eye by Stephen King's Cat's Eye, which is another horror anthology movie, which is still in its wrapping as well. So I really have to get in. I'll get on the horror anthology movies. Original Carrie here on Blu-ray and DVD. Sissy Spacek, John Travolta. I watched this as part of my recently as part of my October Halloween. Great movie, great classic horror movie. Um, Next up, Chilling Visions, Five Senses of Fear. Now, this is a horror anthology movie that I have seen a couple times. It's pretty decent. It's interesting. Smell, see, touch, taste, and listen. There's a couple pretty good stories in there. classic. One of my favorite horror movies, John Carpenter's Christine. I just love this movie. I had to have it on Blu-ray. Um, Going back again to last month, we have Christmas Evil here on Blu-ray. Um, I reviewed this last month, so be sure to check that out as part of my December Christmas series. Another horror anthology, Dead Time Stories that I have on Blu-ray here. You'll Pray for Dawn. It says another one. Obviously, I have yet to watch. Is it still in its plastic wrap? So, Dead Time Stories. Disturbia. This is a movie I've seen before. It's probably more of a psychological or more of a thriller than it is a horror movie, but it definitely had to go in with my horror movies. This has got really good atmosphere in it. And Shia LaBeouf, even though he's kind of a weird dude in real life, he's actually really good in this movie. So really enjoyed Disturbia. Um, then we have the follow up to The Shining, which is one of my favorite horror movies, and that, of course, is Stephen King's Doctor Sleep, both on Blu-ray and digital code. I really have to rewatch this. I watched it once, but I watched the long extended version, what or the director's cut, I guess it is, which it didn't necessarily turn me off, but it just got to be such a long movie that I don't think I gave it its fair due. So I think I'm gonna sit down and watch the theatrical version of it because it didn't entirely work for me the first time I watched it, but from what it sounds like, I'm like the only one. Well, not the only one, but I got to give it a rewatch to really give judgment on it. Great suspenseful movie, Don't Breathe, the first one. Haven't seen the second one yet. I know it just came out at the theater last year. But yeah, this is a great. Don't Breathe's a great sort of spin on home invasion and really suspenseful. Um, Again, I don't know why it's just in with my Blu-rays, but the Evil Dead remake, which I did review with my horror franchises, but got to check this one out too as I do that entire franchise, do a review on it. It's good to know that my year's pretty much set for my channel. This is a recent pickup for me. I got with Patrick Stewart. I'm a big fan of, and that's Green Room. Also Anton Yelchin, rest in peace. So really looking forward to seeing this one. Haven't seen it before, so it'll be a first time watch. Um, Happy Death Day. I did watch this. This is on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital code that I have. I enjoyed it. It's fine. It's kind of a creepy version of Groundhog Day, basically. I don't think I love it quite as much as some other people do, but it's good. I don't mind having it in my collection. And then finally for this row, we've got one that I just got the most recent Blu-ray, and that is Hellfest, which I really enjoyed. I saw this on Shutter, or was it Netflix? I don't know, one of the two. Might have been Netflix. But I really enjoy like the carnival atmosphere of hell and horror there. Um, yeah, it's just an enjoyable, fun horror movie, Hellfest. All right, getting on to the next row, we've got another recent pickup that I haven't seen, Hereditary. Um, I've heard pretty mixed things. It seems like the people that love this movie, they really love it, and the people that don't like it really don't like it. There's really not a lot of in between, at least not that what I've heard. So that'll be an interesting watch. Really creepy movie, and it's the first Insidious I have here on Blu-ray. Now I have seen this movie, but obviously not on this Blu-ray yet, as it's still in its wrapping. But yeah, for a PG-13 movie, this is really effective horror movie there. Um, It Follows is one that I still have yet to watch. Another one that's pretty polarizing, it seems like. But I have it on both Blu-ray and digital here, so I'm gonna have to check that one out. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, absolute classic from the 80s. I love this movie. It's so campy and cheesy and comedic, but it's just all those clowns are still creepy though. It's just a classic movie that I love. Definitely a Blu-ray worthy part of my collection. Stephen King's Misery with Kathy Bates and James Caan. Actually, Rob Reiner directed it, but of course it was based on the Stephen King novel. Obviously everybody knows Kathy Bates' performance is one of the great horror performances in this movie. Love Misery. Another one I need to watch, Motel Hell. I guess I can have a month of just watching Blu-rays that I own but I haven't watched yet. But this movie sounded really good and looked really interesting. So I'm excited to watch this one. It's got a lot of special features. Not that you'll be able to see that with the light, but commentary and interviews and all kinds of things. So Motel Hell, that's on DVD combo too, so I have it on both DVD and Blu-ray. Next up, we got another horror anthology that I have yet to watch, Nightmares. This one sounds really good too. Obviously, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna definitely have to give this a watch. If this video is doing one thing so far, it's making me realize that I should really not have to think about my first 6 months of content on my channel here. Um, Classic Reanimator, H.P. Lovecraft's Reanimator. I mean, what can you say about this movie? I love it. I have seen this one. It's really unique and just a really fun, really great horror movie. I have to agree, one of the greatest horror movies ever made, according to Entertainment Weekly. That's probably I could get down with that. Um, Poltergeist, of course, a PG horror movie, which is really effective for what it is. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Steven Spielberg and Toby Hooper directed it. I got the Prom Night remake. This is one that I've gotten recently that I haven't watched yet. I've heard pretty mixed things about it. I do enjoy the original Prom Night, but I haven't seen the remake yet. So I'll have to give that a watch. Salem's Lot, of course, I watched a few months ago as part of my October series. This is a great Stephen King adaptation. I really was blown away by how good it is. It's long because it was a mini series, so it's a really long movie to sit down and watch, but very effective horror movie, Salem's Lot. Then we have the Scream Queen double feature here, one of which I've seen and one I have yet to watch. I've seen The Fog. I think that was part of my October series, or maybe it goes back to May. I don't really remember. I had a couple of those 31 horror movies in 31 days. The Howling I have yet to watch, though, but it's nice to have this Scream Queen double feature pack on Blu-ray here. So, um, another recent one that I reviewed, Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original from 1984. This is a great Christmas slasher movie. Um, yeah, I enjoyed this one. The sequels are pretty out there, but I don't know that one. The original is definitely the best one. Classic Sleepaway Camp. I got the Blu-ray DVD combo once again. One of the great twists, not only in horror but in any movie history. Yeah, great special features on here with commentary, interviews, um, short film, theatrical trailers. So yeah, Sleepaway Camp. What can you say? Other horror anthology, Tales from the Hood, that I have to watch yet. Boy, I have a lot of more horror anthologies on Blu-ray than I thought, so I'm pretty excited about that. Actually, as this video was on, this is the collector's edition. I've heard really good things about this, so definitely interested in checking that out, just like the others. Another horror anthology. This one I have seen. I recently reviewed in my October series, Tales of Halloween. This is a good horror and it's a good Halloween anthology, I should say. Not necessarily horror, but more of a Halloween anthology. I think it's got 10 different stories. But yeah, enjoyable. Um, Another Blu-ray DVD combo double feature pack, and I haven't seen either of these yet. But Terror Vision and The Video Dead. Um, Definitely got to check these out. So I think it's official. I'm just going to do 1 month of Blu-rays that I haven't seen yet, that I haven't watched, and probably one another month of Blu-rays anthology movies. But yeah, Terror Vision, Vision Dead, or Video Dead. I mean, have to check those. The ABCs of Death, another horror anthology. This one I've seen. I think I reviewed it not as part of a series, but like randomly, like 4 or 5 months ago. It's okay. I would say I probably enjoy like 8 or 10 of the 26 shorts. Check out my review on my channel for that. Classic, The Blair Witch Project, another found footage. There, I got it. That time it came a lot quicker to my mind than before when I was searching for. What can you say about it? The original Blair Witch is classic. Another classic, The Burning. Great 80s slasher. I would argue this is probably even better than the original Friday the 13th. I don't think that's a hot take, but again, this is the Blu-ray DVD combo. I'm excited to have those. Yeah, The Burning. What can you say? Great camp slasher. Then I have The Conjuring on Blu-ray here and The Conjuring 2 on Blu-ray. I haven't seen the third one. yet. Although I heard it was a little bit of a letdown compared to these two anyway. Although I heard it was fine. I'll have to watch it. I didn't see it at the theater, but I love these movies. Again, both well, these are R-rated movies. I don't know why I thought it was PG-13. I guess I get these and Insidious confused sometimes because Patrick Wilson's in both of them. That must be what it is. But yeah, these are what can you say about The Conjuring? Just great, great movies. Okay, we're on to the last one. It's getting to be 15 minutes. Well, once again, this was already shown, I know, with my first video, but I'm going to show it quickly. The Evil Dead 2 from the 80s, part of my franchise collection. Classic The Exorcist from the 70s. What can you say about this one? Still one of the most disturbing and scariest horror movies that I've ever seen, even when I watch it today. Really effective. 90s horror film, The Faculty, Blu-ray and digital here. I've seen this once, but it was like 15 years ago, so obviously I haven't watched this Blu-ray yet. Yeah, definitely have to check that out as well. Um, The Fly with Jeff Goldblum by David Cronenberg. This movie I did as part of my October series. Very good body horror in this movie. It almost works as much as an emotional drama as a horror movie, but yeah, just a really good watch. Um, this is not a fun watch, but it is a very effective movie that I just recently reviewed. The end of December, the last movie I reviewed, actually, that's The Lodge. I did as part of my December series. The atmosphere and the performances in this movie and the directing's top notch. But this movie, don't be in a depressed mood when you sit down and watch it. That's all I'll say. The Lost Boys, classic '80s vampire movie. Love it. Did it as part of my October series. Um, the Monster Club. This is I believe, yeah, this is a horror anthology movie that I have yet to watch. So there you go, another one. The Mortuary Collection, which was a Shutter original, and that's why I bought it. I have watched this, of course. I did it as part of my October Halloween series. I really love this movie, especially Clancy Brown in it, but just the atmosphere, the feel of it, everything. Great anthology. Probably one of my favorite haunted house ghost movies right here. The Others from 2001 with Nicole Kidman. Also reviewed this as part of my October Halloween series. Just a great ghost movie. Um, The Return of the Living Dead here on Blu-ray and DVD. Have yet to watch this one, of course, as you might have guessed by now. Probably my all-time favorite horror movie, or at least top three, and that's John Carpenter's The Thing. This movie's brilliant on so many levels. I just love it. I got to remember not to go into detail with these. I don't have the time. So, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter himself, and the Woman in Black. This is a really good. If you're in the mood for jump scares and like coming around the corner kind of stuff, this is a great movie to watch. But it's actually a pretty good horror movie. Don't watch it alone, it says. But yeah, Daniel Radcliffe's really good in it. So that one of the more underrated PG horror movies, The Tourist Trap from the late '70s. This movie creeped the hell out of me, and it doesn't have any nudity, no real violence or bad language in it. And that just goes to show you it's one of the most effective, less than R-rated horror movies that's ever been made, in my opinion. Trick or Treat, another horror anthology, Halloween anthology that I did with that series. I love this movie upon one watch. I love the way they interwove all the stories, just classic. Two Evil Eyes. This is another horror anthology. George Romero and Dario Argento. I have yet to watch. VHS, the first one. Um, don't hate me, but I have yet to watch this one. But I'm excited to have it because I've heard that it's a really good anthology film. I have the second one too, but that's on DVD, as you'll see later this month. We Are Still Here. This is a recent pickup for me that sounded really good, a haunted house kind of movie. Haven't seen it yet before though, so hopefully I'll like it. This is from 2015. We Are Still Here. And then finally, last but not least, we've got the second Zombieland movie, Zombieland Double Tap, which is a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital combo here. So that's it, guys. Those are all my Blu-rays, including some that you already saw in one of my first videos with my horror franchises. But yeah, those are all the Blu-rays that I currently have right now. So On to DVDs, we're going to have at least 3 videos of horror DVDs coming up. That's how many of those I own. So thank you for watching this video. Thanks for sticking with it. Please subscribe and like this video. Hit the little notification bell below so you don't miss any of my great horror content I have coming up, or the next couple videos coming up in the next week or so. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.